send bulk email, but I'm not doing that business anymore. I remember the time we are launching, it was at the launching phase. We are not even finished, I'm not even finished developing it. But because I already had those people, I already had their email, I used to send them practical tips on how to use on online marketing and all of that. So I said, oh, we are bringing out this thing. I'm telling you, I keep notes. I keep notes. We have not finished the product, but we have had 30 people sign up for it under the space of a little bit of 24 hours. And that's what can happen to your business when you have all those people and you are engaging, all right, with the audience. So please don't just rely on your social media following alone. Try to get away. That's why again you can bring them closer to your WhatsApp. That's one thing. Again, if you can run ads and direct them to your WhatsApp. So when they chat to you, when they come to WhatsApp, save their contacts so that you can keep on engaging with them. So again, a lot of people know how to use WhatsApp for marketing. The WhatsApp marketing is not about every day. You wasn't the person buy this, come and buy this one. No, give them trending news, investment news. All right, and don't make it. They might not even have to be every day because such days can be tiresome. I'm going to be tired like it's not disturbing you. You can make it twice a week. Send out broadcasts, all right, to people that they're listening yourself in their mind. Those are tips, those are things that we need to know. And that's why, again, the essence of these virtual videos will help you. So when you have your virtual videos or the ones that we have done, all right, every one of you will have, all right, is that now you don't need to it really reduces your talk time. Like I said, it helps you to easily compare. So for example now, so so for example now, you have a product that I already talked to you about, say Google for example now. Alright? Whether it's in diaspora or it's in Nigeria, whichever way, you can just oh, I can send you a video, alright, of the place and just have and see them from landmark to the place. Again, one of the things that we did in the video or none of the videos is that we took an area view using drone shots. Alright, an area view of all the estates, of the surroundings of the estates. So the person can see that this place, they are development there. So they're not just trying to sell a bush somewhere. They can see that, oh, people are living in this area. Okay, this is development. So again, for example now, when we do one of the videos of Go City and the rest, you will see the landmarks, you will see the lights of what? The Dangote refinery, the Lekki seaport and all of that. All of that has shown there. Anybody, any investor will see that we're able to what? Make informed decision. Do you understand that? So these are some of the advantage and the benefit that you get when you choose the virtual video. So on this, I have to round up now. Second factors around. We will have learned a few things. So like I said, we will all get the link to download the videos and you can start using it for your market. Thank you for your time. Thank you very much. Is it morning or afternoon? Please, this year now, this is our second training. Second one. Okay. No. This year. Starting from January. Okay. That man, that child that's the first one. This one is the second one. Please, I want you to just pay attention. Please. Because it's not easy to be bringing digital marketing training time to time to come and train us and things like that. But please, just pay attention and make sure you jot something down. It's for your own benefits. Because this organa will just how many days that you how many months? What to do just 3 months. And this month no end. Please, you have just 2 months left. Please, just pay attention. Thank you very much. Let's report you. Start here.
No, man, you just don't do
Lagos traffic is crazy. Um, so I would like to hear from one or two or three people um, what we've been able to implement from the last training. Um, because I'm not a theoretical person. Like I said, I talked about time intelligence. If you want to achieve anything in 1 year, there is a fraction that needs to be achieved in a
As a
week.
bishop female.
And from the last training, I would just like to hear voluntarily anybody, one or two persons, maybe some things that you got from that training, you were able to implement it in this last 7 days, and maybe you were able to see some kind of result. I know it's too early to be asking for that, but I've seen things happen. So anybody? Okay, go ahead. You can sit down.
Yes, to me, that last week, we mentioned consistency. So, I did a particular video on Friday. So, from YouTube. Honestly speaking, the client called me yesterday, telling me that this building and he gets the location of the building is better. So I went, in fact, this one I have to go to good. So I showed him everything and I tried to explain. Yeah, first step I think I wish I did. And as I told you, that consistency and probably you are saying when we are posting, you have to be accurate. Remember, I use the word accuracy. I have to know what you are doing. I have to be able to target our audience correctly. And I did just that. To God be the glory. The second person told me on the after our Friday, yeah. If you look at the go back, you know it is not happening. Promo is on. I saw it on my status. Honestly speaking, that one you said, upgrade me from half to a full block, which I think they are working on it as I speak with you. So, what I'm saying in essence is, actually all those issues, we are the type that is following and implementing. We are very, very organized. We definitely pick one of the things that we can do for us. So that is my own.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, can we just any other person? This thing is not working. I don't know.
Let me call him. I'll call him.
So today, last week we stopped at goal setting. The goal setting is the magic of the salesperson. Understanding what I call the art, science, and craft of goal setting will change your game as a salesperson. Remember I said last week that the most powerful room anywhere on the planet is a gathering of salespeople. But I'm not just talking about mediocre salespeople. I'm talking about salespeople who understand salesmanship, the art and craft of salesmanship. And they know that they have resolved that salesmanship is like a life call for them. I don't know what profession can get my attention higher than sales. I don't know what that profession is. I don't want to know what it will be in the future. Sales will still be relevant. Very, very relevant. But if you don't have the fundamental understanding, it goes. Now we're going to be doing some. We're going to be doing some. We're going to be doing some mathematics when it comes to goal setting. So, if you don't have a goal, if you have a mathematically calculated goal that you're working with right now, please can I see your hand? You have a goal that you did your math to calculate that goal. Not that you saw Ubon King's video that he said that my goal for 2016 was 300 million naira or 500 million naira. But you actually did that calculation on the basis of your own reality. And then on the basis of the reality you want to manifest. And you have that kind of goal that you are using right now. Can I see your hand? Okay, you don't. Please, can we go to goal setting?
Next time.
Not next. You get goal setting. Yeah.
Alright, sir.
It's working all right. Thank you.
Okay, it's okay.
Now, when it comes to goal setting, there are 5 pillars. And this is my coin too as well. I'm publishing a book on sale next year. Number 1 is debt. A lot of salespeople, they sabotage their sales success by not being proactive about paying attention to how much debt they are owing. Remember the analogy I gave last week where somebody calls you, a friend, whatever, oh, I need 30K, I need 50K, and I'll refund it, I'll pay you back in 2 weeks. Then 3 weeks have passed, he has not said anything. 4 weeks have passed, he has not said anything. Then 6 weeks after you borrowed him that money, you met him at the party, and then he greeted you normally, casually. And then he didn't talk about the money. A lot of people are like that. And mostly because we watched our elders do that as well. So by default, we learned it from them. But you see, sales is a very, very serious profession. If you want to marshal a sales path that is powered by integrity, lasting, unshakable integrity, the very first thing you must address is your debt. How many people are you owing? And how much are you owing them? And how much are you owing them in total? Let's assume that you are owing, in 2020, I was owing more than 2 million naira. Let's assume you are owing 500K. You've calculated all the people you are owing 500K. The next pillar is your yearly expense, your yearly expenses. Now you have to really sit down and look at all of your expenses. Your yearly expense means how much does it cost you to service your life in a year? In total. How much will it cost you to feed yourself and your family in 1 year? How much is the rent in 1 year? You already are living in your own house, good. How much is the NEPA bill in 1 year? How much is required for you to upgrade your wardrobe in 1 year? How much is your transportation in 1 year? Or fueling your car and servicing your car in 1 year? All your expense for 1 year, you have to calculate it. You have to know specifically what that figure is. So now let's assume that after you've done all the calculation, you have 4 million naira. For your yearly expense, I know it's not a lot. Let's just say 4 million naira. The number 3 pillar is investment. Now remember that I said last week that goal setting is not a function of how much you currently have in your bank account. Goal setting has no business with what you have in your bank account right now. Because I've seen people say, I know some people, when I started this, sales coaching journey, and they were like, now go with your job, they don't understand the science of goal setting. So they are like, I don't have any money in my account. Why am I setting goals? But they don't understand that at least you operate in 3 dimensions. At least. The abstract dimension is where all of the great ideas, all of the things that you want to manifest in 3 dimensions exist. But there are people, I'm sure you've heard the statement, please can we just mention one now? I'm sure you've heard the statement, the wealthiest place on the planet is the graveyard, right? Because a lot of people have good ideas that remain only in the first dimension, in the abstract dimension. They did not figure out the science of manifestation. They didn't learn anything about it. They didn't understand how to take it from 1 dimension to 2 dimensions, then eventually to 3 dimensions, which is the physical reality we're talking about. So the essence of goal setting is to give you the equipment, the tool for ushering all your great ideas in the first dimension to the 3rd dimension. So a great idea that you have is not necessarily in your bank account yet. But you need a tool, an instrument, a universal instrument to chaperone those great ideas into 3-dimensional reality. That is why goal setting is very important. Now, the 3rd important pillar is investment, your investment goals. There are 2 investment goals. Personal development investment. Capital asset investment. If you are a realtor and you don't have any goal of acquiring real estate properties for yourself in your own personal name, I'm certain that you are going to eventually give up being a realtor. Sure. Because you can't just be a signpost. And apart from just being a signpost, the consciousness of an investor is different from the consciousness of a non-investor. You are an investor because you have assets that you have acquired. That's what makes you an investor. Now, a realtor who is also an investor, you have at least a plot of land to your name. There is a way you communicate with potential investors from a place of knowing, not from a place of theory. So investment goals is the 3rd important pillar of goal setting. The personal development investment goal. How much do you plan to invest in yourself in 2023? How much? Is it 500K? Is it 1 million? Is it 2 million? Is it 3 million? Last year, my personal investment budget was 3.5 million. This year is 7 million. Last year, my real estate investment goal was 9 million. This year is 90 million. Because I 10x it. So you must have a figure of your personal development. Now, the figure of your personal development investment goal should be on the basis of your current reality. Where am I right now in terms of capacity as a realtor, as a real estate consultant? Because see, capacity is not a mental assumption. You don't assume that you have capacity. You actually have it. You actually either have it or you don't have it yet. And if you don't have it yet, you cannot function
on the basis of the capacity you don't yet have. And in business, in sales, capacity is king. Capacity is the master key. And your dedication to capacity has to be dynamic. You must keep evolving your capacity. What your capacity was last year should not be the same thing this year. So that is what that is what the personal development investment is about. Personal development investment also includes, maybe you want to join Rotary Club. How much is it going to cost you to join Rotary Club? Maybe you want to join Ikoyi Club. How much is it going to cost you to join Ikoyi Club? Those are under personal development investment. You want to join Eco Club. How much is it going to cost you? Maybe you want to join Eco Club this year, 2023. How much is it? It's going to be part of your personal development investment goal. Then I typically like to just 10x my personal development investment goal. So if I have 1 million here, I'll have 10 million here, at least. If my personal development investment goal is 1 million, I should at least invest in real estate, at least 10 times that in real estate. The fourth important pillar of goal setting is charity. Have you seen people who have money and they are depressed? Because they don't understand the dynamics of the human soul. You are a soul first before you are anything. And the proactive way of feeding your soul is through charity. If you're not intentional about your charity goal for the year, you are not going to be feeding your soul. You can't say, oh, I'm a salesperson, I'm just work. And there is no specific thing you are doing to feed your soul. That's the reason you find somebody who is a multimillionaire and is contemplating suicide. He's not proactive about it. Now, let's say that this is your target for charity for 2023, 500K. Now, the reason you need to set a specific goal is so that once you are giving 500K to charity, let any other person come, wait until next year. That way, you are deploying economic literacy, economic prudence. So charity goal. The fifth one is vacation. If you're a salesperson, who was that music? Was he okay? Right? Vacation. Where do you want to go vacate? Now, you're setting this goal, you don't even have 20,000 in your account. You don't even have 50K in your account. You see, there is nobody I've introduced the mathematics of goal setting to who did not change their life in 1 year. It's a universal principle. I did not create it. I researched into discovering it. These are principles that have been used for thousands of years. That a lot of people are just allowing themselves to be squandering their unique life in poverty for no reason. So let's say you want to go to Dubai for vacation for 2 weeks. You're not even waiting for you're not waiting to win a trip. Even though you can win a trip, you can be winning a trip. This vacation can be won via you made 50 million naira sales and you won the trip, right? But one of the ways you marshal it into three-dimensional reality. This is, as you're writing it down, this is 2D. Are you aware that you've already brought everything from one-dimensional reality to two-dimensional? Writing it down, this board is two-dimensional reality. Let's say it costs you 2 million naira, right? For the vacation, you want to go for 2 weeks, whatever. You're going to lodge in an hotel, whatever your ticket cost. You are going to shop, whatever. 2 million. Now, the mathematics of goal setting is adding all of these figures together. That's where it begins. So 500K plus 4 million plus 11 million. But, I don't, there are coaches that will tell you that set measurable goals, smart goals. There is no such thing as smart goals. There is no such thing as measurable goals. Smart goals and measurable goals are for losers, are for mediocre souls. Because there is nothing you cannot chaperone from the abstract reality to three-dimensional reality. There are people today who are multi-billionaires, legit, who came from abject poverty, who inherited a legacy of poverty. By legacy of poverty, I mean their parents were poor, their grandparents were poor, their great-grandparents were poor. Today, they are billionaires. Smart goals are for losers. So even if you only have 20,000 in your account right now, it is not a function for setting impotent goals. It is not a function. 11 million, 500K. Some people, if they hear 1 million, 1 million naira, only 1 million, their heart will skip. And they are in their 30s, their 40s. It's terrible. Plus 2 million. So what's the math? Do the math. 15, 17, 18 million. Now, you need 18 million to service your goal. But you see, if you only work with 18 million, you are never going to achieve that goal. So what do I advise you to do? At least multiply by 10. Your goal for 2023 is 180 million. Your sales goal for 2023 is 120 million. 180 million. Now, I only used assumed figures, but you are going to use real figures.
Yeah.
How much are you owing? You know it. Sit down. You met some people, they'll say, I don't even forget inside they owe you. I forgot it and I'm owing you. No, that cannot be a salesperson. I mean, they will drag you on social media like generator. That prospect that I've been, watching, I'm like, okay, maybe I should do business with this guy. The next thing is that you are owing 150,000 naira for the past 7 months. And the guy will be calling, you did not pick. That's why the first thing I always address is debt. There is no amount of money you are owing that you cannot pay. The reason I'm saying is, in 2018, somebody dragged me on Twitter for 200,000 naira. We did a business. He was not the only person. I did a bad investment. My money in that investment was like 1.2 million. In total, it was like 3.6 million. But his own money was 200K. Even the people who gave me 500K, 700K did not, but the guy dragged me like generator. But man, I defended myself. Trust me. You cannot drag me and go scot free. But you see, I was not proactive about his money. I was not proactive. I was supposed to find time and go and see him physically and say, bros, see, this was what happened. I've told you, yes, you have heard. But you are not satisfied. You are thinking I duped you. No, I did not dupe you. I was duped to the tune of this amount of money. But I'm committed to paying you. All those monies, I've paid all of them now. I said, 2018, I was owing over 4 million naira. 2018, I started my second company. In 2 years, I was able to generate like 3.5 million. I was able to pay 2 million from the 4 million plus. As of 2020, I was still owing 2 something million. 2020, I relocated to Lagos because I was living in Akure. I lived in Akure for 14 years. Obviously, all of the ideas that I had from those states, it was not flying because it was not the right environment. So I had to relocate to Lagos in 2020. And in less than 9 months, I paid back because of real estate anyways, I paid back the 2 million plus in less than 9 months. Because I was proactive about it. I had the list of the people I was owing. And every morning I look at these people I'm owing to. I must pay. I don't know how yet, but I'll figure it out. So if you're not proactive about this, see, my brothers, my sisters, you are going to be sabotaging your power. You are going to be sabotaging your influence as a salesperson. You have been building something. You have been building your personal brand. You've been building it. People are already now like, oh, yeah, okay, this guy is serious. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, somebody just come and start tagging everybody who knows how to tag. This person, even if you did not scam the person will say you scammed me. Just to get more engagement. You can't afford not to. So that is it. Once you've calculated it, I call it the mathematical goal setting, you multiply it by 10. The reason I needed to multiply it by 10 is also because if you make 180 million naira in sales, maybe 10% is what your commission is, which is 18 million. I multiply mine by 99. I don't do 10. So even if I achieve 20% of my goal, man, it's massive. Because see, any goal you set, just know that you cannot achieve it. So you might as well set a massive goal. Even if it's 1% I achieve, it's massive. It's massive 1%. Other than trying to say, I must achieve my goal. I must not achieve my goal if it's a massive goal. I must only achieve a proportion of that goal. There's a mantra I give to salespeople. Aim for beyond the sun. And if you miss, you will not miss the sun. And if you miss the sun, you will not miss the moon. And if you miss the moon, you will not miss the stars. And if you miss the stars, you will not miss the cloud. And if you miss the cloud, now you know. Now you know. Now you know. It's not miss the cloud. Now you know. So the mathematics of goal setting is very important. You must sit down and calculate this thing. You must sit down. How much is it going to cost you for your yearly expense? Know it specifically. Dot your I's and cross your T's. Everything you spend, everything. Your cologne, how much is your cologne? Everything must be factored in. You don't leave anything out. Pretty important. The next important tool is vision boarding. Vision boarding. Now you need your goal as the instrument for crafting the vision board. The stuff has gone up. There's somebody shaking. It is after you've calculated your goal setting. It is after you've calculated your goal setting that you are going to use that goal you set. The 5 pillars. The 5 pillars of goal setting is what you're going to use as the first component of your vision board. So you go on Google. First, go on Canva. How many of us know how to use Canva? Graphic design app. Not all of us. Everybody should know how to use Canva. How do you know? Who doesn't know how to use Canva? Who doesn't know how to use Canva? Please, I want to know now. Who knows how to use Canva? Can I see your hand? Okay, less people know how to use Canva. After this, even on your phone now, go to Canva.com. On Google Chrome, go to Canva.com. Go to Canva.com on Google Chrome first. Everybody has Google Chrome on their phone. You know what Google Chrome is? Browser. No, you have Google Chrome. It came with your phone. It's not an app. Canva is an app as well. Canva is an app. You can actually download it. There is an app. Yes, okay. So on Google, just type canva.com. Canva.com. it's one of your most important tools. Okay. It's one of your most important tools as an independent realtor. Canva.com. Canva.com. This is what you're going to use to design your vision board. Canva.com is what you're going to use. I designed this on Canva. This is not my vision board anyways. I just did a typical vision board. My 2023 vision board. At the beginning of any year, as a matter of fact, the last month of any year, you must sit down with that December, to determine the trajectory of the incoming year. Your vision board should be ready before 31st of December. Your vision board for the incoming year should be ready before 31st of December of the outgoing year. And you design your vision board on these 5 pillars. Now you can see depth. The first thing here is depth. You go on Google and type depth there. Type depth, search it, then click on image. You pick any of the images on depth. This image, I saw it on Google. And then I copied it, I brought it to Canva. When you go to Canva.com, it has different templates. Already made templates where you can just edit the text, edit the pictures, remove the picture, put the picture of your choice, and then you download it. You have a picture, a picture graphic that you can use for social media. But we are going to have a digital class, a digital marketing class, where I'm going to demonstrate all of that, but not today. So the first important component on your vision board is your depth. So if it's 500, you put 500K there. You type it on the. The second important component is yearly expense, 10 million naira. The third important component is investment goal. How much did I put here? Was it 11 million? 11 million naira. The fourth important component is charity goal, 500K. Some of you might want to do 1 million or 2 million. The third important pillar, the fifth important pillar is vacation goal. Here is 3 million. Now once you have put, so you copy it. Okay. You want to do practical, right? Do you want to do practical? Yes. Okay, so go to Canva.com. It's actually better on a PC, but anyway. Canva.com. Then go to the search bar. Type desktop. Type desktop. You want to use a desktop template. Desktop. Then we'll go back to Canva. Yeah, so you need something like that. You can show everybody. You need a template like that. A blank template that is desktop format. That one will be able to take more pictures. The desktop format. Do you understand what I just said? Okay, yeah. So you go to the search bar, desktop. Then you search desktop. Just type desktop there. Then you click on it. You search. Then you click on the blank page. So it's on that blank page. You know, before I brought all these pictures here, it was a blank page, right? It was a blank space. So the 5 pillars there: yearly expense, investment goal, charity goal, vacation goal, are the first pictures you're going to bring on your vision board. And all these pictures, I got them from google.com. First one, I typed depth, and then I went to image, I clicked on image, then I saw different images, I picked one, this was one I picked. Then the next one, I typed yearly expense, I clicked on image, I saw this, I brought it, I copied it, I brought it. Next one, I typed investments, then I saw different images as well. I picked this one, I copied it, I brought it. Next one, I typed charity, I searched, I clicked on image, I saw this picture, I copied it, I brought it. Next one, I typed vacation, I saw this picture, I brought it. Then once you have the 5 pillar icons. Then you want to play around with the vision board. You want to play around with the things that you want to manifest within 1 year. The things you want to manifest in 1 year. So you want to buy a car this year, how much is it? What brand of car is it? Go to Google, type that brand car, the model, the year, copy it, bring it. What happened? Copy it and bring it. You can say a car there, Lexus, 10 million naira. You want to buy a new iPhone? What's the make of that iPhone? What's the model? What year? Type it on Google, copy that picture, bring it. You can see it there. 1.5 million. The next one is wardrobe. You want to upgrade your wardrobe. Go to Google again. Just put wardrobe there. Go to images. Pick any nice image. Bring it here. Then put the amount of money under it. The same with house rent. The same with what's this? What's the one I
F5.
I'm trying to enlarge it. I want to know specifically what Okay, upgrade of wardrobe. Okay. Yeah, I did it last week now. I was just that's upgrade, furniture. You want to buy new furniture. That's it on right here. The next one is what's that? Personal development, right? Personal development. So I just went on Google, type personal development. The picture I saw there, I brought it 1 million. Healthcare. Maybe you want to do check or whatever. You want to treat yourself, 500K. Social gathering, social connectivity. 1 million. Maybe you want to get married. 3 million. As many things as you can put on your vision board, put it there. Then once you have designed it, you download it. Download it and put it everywhere you can put it. But most especially in your room, where you sleep. Download it, print a large banner, and put it on your wall. Download it on your smart devices. Let it be your screensaver. Let it be on your laptop, whatever. Download it there so that you can see it. You ought to look at your vision board twice a day before you go to bed at night, when you wake up in the morning. Now, when you print it out, as you are achieving those goals, you are ticking them. It is possible for you to achieve the 2023 goal, completely achieve them by August. That's the power of the vision board. Now understand that. Can someone help me clean this thing? Understand that the human mind is dual in nature. There is a subconscious mind and the conscious mind. Now, it is the data that you feed your subconscious mind that it works with. The database of the subconscious mind compared to the conscious mind is 10 billion to 1. So if you as a salesperson, you are not learning about the subconscious mind, you are cheating yourself. Anyone who understands how to wield the power of the subconscious mind can achieve in 1 day what it would take somebody who is clueless about their subconscious mind to achieve in a decade. This thing is going to begin. The thing about the you know, after we are done with this slide, one out please. After we are done with this slide, the next thing we are going to is the birth of a salesperson. I will break down in total all that is required of you to become a high-performing salesperson. But there are certain things I can't talk about right now. But I want to quickly just talk about the human mind. The mind. The mind is dual in nature. The mind is dual in nature. The subconscious mind $10 billion. The conscious mind, 1. In terms of database, the capacity of the subconscious mind is 10 billion to 1. And even if you went to primary school, secondary school, university, you did your first degree, you did your second degree, masters, you have 3 masters, I'm certain that you probably, except maybe you study psychology, you probably know nothing about subconscious mind. Because the schools don't even teach us anything about the subconscious mind. Because they know that you are going to be too powerful if you know. So in terms of database of the subconscious mind, it is 10 billion to 1 compared to conscious mind. Now, in terms of information processing, the subconscious mind processes information at 40 million bits of information per second. 40 million. The conscious mind processes at 40 bits of information per second. So if you are not tapping into your subconscious mind, you are cheating yourself. You are so cheating yourself. Beats per second. So this instrument for tapping into your subconscious mind is goal setting, vision boarding. These are proactive instruments. Now, why do you need to look at your vision board before you go to bed? Because when you are sleeping is when your subconscious mind is 100% active, 100% working. So you need to feed your subconscious mind. You need to present the data you want to manifest in 3-dimensional reality to your subconscious mind. That's why you need to look at it. And also because going to bed, few minutes before you go to sleep, before you slide into sleep mode, resistance is going to 0. It is more important for you to look at your vision board before you go to bed than when you wake up in the morning. Because the moment you wake up, there is resistance. The conscious mind begins to resist the subconscious mind. Because what you use for operating your day is your conscious mind. So the moment you wake up, there is resistance. So you are only processing, if even you wake up and then you look at your vision board, it's cool, but you're only going to be processing that information while you are awake, which is only 40 bits of information per second. But when, before you go to bed at night, the 3 important things you should look at before you go to bed at night. Your account balance. How much is in that account? No. You go sleep. You go sleep. See, you are going to sleep because if you don't sleep, you are not going to be able to figure out the solution. What helps you to figure out the solution to any problem is your subconscious mind. And the only time the subconscious mind is 100% uninhibited is when you are sleeping. Now you see people, they are watching horror film before they go to bed. They are consuming gossip from celebrities that they call celebrities before they go to bed. Which strategy are you going to wake up with? Gossip. You're a salesperson. You have to be deliberate about using sleep. Sleep is a tool. People go to bed exhausted. I don't go to bed exhausted. I go to bed when I'm supposed to go to bed. I need energy to go to bed. Because if you're exhausted, the body will first of all need to harness energy for your subconscious mind to use. So if you're always going to bed exhausted, don't tire. Okay, may I go to bed? You're going to bed exhausted. Okay, madam, if you have any question, just note it. I understand. If you have any question, just note it. If you have any question, just note it. We'll talk about it in question and answer session. So the subconscious mind, subconscious mind, very, very powerful tool that most people have not learned how to tap into. Do you know that power naps in the afternoon is a very, very powerful tool? Power naps. When you take 30 minutes nap in the afternoon, is equivalent of 3 hours night sleep. So, vision board, you have to really design this and you start using it. The next important tool is action board. We'll talk about goals. We're talking about actions. Your yearly goal, your yearly actions. The actions you want to take in a year. You see some people set goals. At the beginning of the year, they do New Year resolution. 15th of January, they have forgotten about it. Action board. Your vision board is a yearly thing. It's a yearly tool. It's an instrument for the entire year. But the action board is a monthly tool. The action board is something you design at the end of every month in preparation for the incoming month. You work with the calendar of that month. How many days of that month? Is it 30? What's the first day of that month? The days of the month is what constitutes the action board. Now, you want to know the specific actions you want to take on day 1 of that month, on day 2 of that month, on day 3 of that month. At the initial stage, when you're just introduced to these concepts, these tools, it might look like it's cumbersome. So freaking be it. However long it will take you to wrap your head around it, so be it. But once you have wrapped your head around it, it is game over for mediocrity permanently for the rest of your life. People say things like, nobody knows tomorrow. I said it last week, right? It is only mediocre souls that say that. You can design your future and power that future specifically on the basis of your design. So tomorrow, you are only too lazy to do the work of designing your future, or maybe ignorant. So the action board has to do with what the top 3 actions you are going to do every single day. The top 3 actions. It could be more than 3, but the top 3 actions daily. In terms of the hierarchy of priority, the 3 most important actions you have to take per day as a salesperson. What are those actions? You have to know what they are. So on Monday, What are the top 3 actions I must take? It has to be on your vision board. On Tuesday, what are the top 3 actions I must take that would move the pendulum of the goals I've set for myself in the positive direction? Action board is very, very important. You can set goals, you can have vision board, and still not achieve your goals if you don't have action board. Because this is one of the major instruments of accountability. You see people talk about, I'm my own boss, and they are freaking lazy bones. You're your own boss. When was the last time you made money? Mr. My own boss. When was the last time you made ₦1 million? I'm my own boss. A lot of people are just using it as an excuse to be lazy. See, employees work a 9 to 5, right? 8 hours. An entrepreneur work 10 hours at least. My work days is like 16, 18 hours. Depending on the kind of goals, the kind of dreams or visions you're trying to power. If you're trying to power a mediocre vision, no problem. Maybe 8 hours will be sufficient for you. So action board. Every month, at the end of every month, the last week of every month, you must design the action board for the incoming month. So you see that salesmanship is work. It's not work in the park. Oh, maybe you went to a seminar, a real estate seminar, where they said, don't worry, it's easy, blah, 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 blah. You make money. You can be doing what you're doing. Salesmanship is full-time. Salesmanship is full-time. Real estate cannot be your side hustle. Whatever you are doing, if you are a civil servant, no problem. Your civil service job is your side hustle. Real estate is the real deal. See, once you put all of this instrumentality in place and they become your instrument of operation as a salesperson, where are you going to become a vixen of celebrities? A puppet of celebrities? That's what most people are on social media. They will even say, a realtor commenting on Instagram, Nigeria, first to comment. Realtor! On gossip blog, or is it gossip blogger? This blogger. This lover, first to comment. And the guy has not made sale in 6 months. First to comment. Is that right? So these are things that you can design this with Microsoft Word. I designed this with Microsoft Word. You just go to tables. This is column. This is 7 column, and this is 6 rows. Design it. Then put your action points in there. The top 3 actions that even if you do nothing else that day, so as long as you have done those 3 things, you are moving yourself in a positive direction as far as the goals you set for yourself. Pretty important. Now the next important tool is scheduling. Your schedule is also a monthly thing, but it's also a weekly thing. But typically, once you have your action board, you can just design weekly schedules. And you design your weekly schedule on Saturday. You start designing your weekly schedule from Saturday. Some people want to wait till Sunday evening. It is only mediocre schedule you're going to be able to design that. You need at least 48 hours before the start of the new business week to design something robust enough and proactive enough to help you chaperone your salesmanship part for that week. So when we talk about the schedule, we're talking about weekly schedule. What are the things you want to accomplish that week? Now, I did remember to say something the other time. As far as the goals, the mathematics of goal setting is concerned. Now that you have 180 million, right? You have 180 million. 180 million. Sales goals. Sales goals. for 20
Yes.
180 million. Now that you have 180 million, you now need to break it down. 180 million divided by 12 is what? That's your monthly goal. 180 million divided by 52 is what? That's your weekly goal. 180 million divided by 365 is what? That's a daily goal. But you see, in real estate, you cannot work with daily goals. What you work with is your weekly goal. You hardly can make a sale every day in real estate, but it's possible for you to develop a place where you can make a sale every week, even though I know that it takes a level of mastery. It takes a level of market penetration. But at the very least, you can target monthly goals, but you work with weekly goals. You behave as if you are working with a weekly goal. You behave as if I must make a sale this week. And I know that amount, that figure that I'm working with. You know that it's possible for you to make a sale and you cover for 3 months. But you see, after you made that sale, what a lot of sales people do, realtors do, is they go and relax. They go and relax. It's not time for vacation. Vacation is at least 10 months into the year. See, I don't work with 12 months, I work with 10 months. I will do my calculation with 12 months. After, let's say 180 million, I will not calculate with 12 months, I calculate with 10 months. Because the last 2 months is for vacation. No time. I've worked my ass off in the first 10 months. I'm going to enjoy myself in the last 2 months. So it's pretty important that you do this calculation and know what your weekly figure is and work with that weekly figure. Because see, if you don't have this, it's powerful. See, it's powerful, powerful, powerful. It will transform your thinking. It will transform your consciousness. You know, we now live in an age of cosmic distraction, where this is your biggest tool of mass distraction. Mass distraction. Like they say, weapon of mass destruction. This is a weapon of mass distraction. So if you are not on the game of these tools, you are guaranteed of being distracted. Distraction is anything that successfully gets your attention, that plays no role in the accomplishment of your goals, your dreams, your visions, that plays no role in helping you become a better version of yourself. That's distraction. So a celebrity can be a distraction to your life. Your spouse can be a distraction to your life. You said? Of course, smartphone. Social media can be a distraction to your life, where you have to learn how to be on top of the game, of your social media game. It's a distraction. People spend 16 hours on social media without having spoken to nobody, not one person about their business. So schedule has to do with what you want to do on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The week. The schedule is an instrument, a compass for chaperoning your week. So your schedule can be robust. So this one now goes beyond the top 3 things. The 7 important things that you want to accomplish on Sunday, you put it on your schedule. The 12 important things you want to accomplish on Monday, you put it on your schedule. See, if you jam-pack your space proactively, where is distraction going to come in? When you are proactive about occupying your life space, there is no space for distraction now. But when you are not on the game of proactively occupying your life with important activities. That's why distractions will have space. The way I suffocate distraction is by jam packing my life with important activities. So scheduling, that's scheduling, and you can use Microsoft Word to design this as well, right? So the next important tool is task mastery. Now that you have a schedule, you need task consciousness. You need to be on your game as a salesperson in terms of the tasks, the important tasks of salesmanship. And the tasks that you need to be doing every single day has to be on your schedule. Your schedule is what determines what you are doing. And when we talk about the schedule, we're also going to talk about your daily goals. Now you have a schedule, you know what you are supposed to do in the week, but you also need a daily goal. Sorry, a daily to-do, rather. The to-do list for the day. Now, before to do this, where did I even do that? So I didn't include it. Okay. There is something called to stop doing list. Before you ever come up with any to-do list, you need it to stop doing list first. Because you are already emotionally attached to garbage. You need an exhaustive list of the things you need to stop doing. Because see, until you know what you need to stop doing, even if you have a to-do list, you're not going to do it. So you need to first of all come up with a to stop doing list. Because see, the to stop doing list, the items that should come on the to stop doing list are things that are suffocating your productivity. Watching Netflix. A salesman should not have Netflix app on their phone. You should only install it in November. Well, if you're watching sales movies, if you are disciplined enough to watch the sales movies, good. No problem. If you are disciplined enough. But trust me, those guys, they have invested billions in mastering human psychology. Before you know it, you are watching another movie. That is not sales. So you have to have an exhaustive list of the things you need to stop doing. Stop hanging out with that guy who is always complaining, who is always coming to ask you for urgent 2K. Stop being on social media and you are following the celebrities. As a matter of fact, go and unfollow all the celebrities you are following. A celebrity who does not know you exist. See, you are a better celebrity as a salesperson than an entertainment celebrity. You are a more powerful celebrity as a salesperson than an entertainment celebrity. See, entertainment celebrities should see how you are doing well as a business person and they want to come and pick your brain. They want to invite you to a lunch, but you are in their shadows. How are they going to see you? That brings me to building your brand. So to stop doing this comes before to-do list. It is after you have decluttered your space of the things you are doing that you're not supposed to be doing, that maybe you have been doing for the past decade, for the past 2 decades. You're already used to doing them. That's why in the past 20 years, you've not been able to make 5 million naira, 10 million naira. Because there are certain things you are doing. The richest man in the world and the poorest man in the world have the same 24 hours. They have access to energy. Energy is what you convert to money. But you see, if you are the captain of your own mediocrity, let me put it that way. If you are the one supervising all the activities that is restricting you from productivity, then you need this to stop doing this. You need it. Sit down with a plain paper. Title it to stop doing this. Start thinking. What are the things that do not bring any economic value to my life that I'm involved in? Number one, put it there. Number two, put it there. Number three, put it out an exhaustive to stop doing list. Once you have that, that is when you have the moral authority to come up with a to-do list. Because you are just going to be deluding yourself. If you come up with a to-do list without first coming up with it to stop doing it, you are not going to achieve it. Like you're about to say, because you need to declutter your life space first. It is the same energy that you are giving to that thing that is preventing you from becoming a high-performing realtor, a high-performing real estate consultant. You need to eliminate those things first. Without eliminating those things, forget it. Come up with a to-do list from now to eternity. You will not accomplish those things. So pretty important. Now, task mastery. You need to plan your business tasks 1 week in advance. And that's why I say that Saturdays is not necessarily only for Owambe. All your Saturdays will not be for Owambe. And you hear people say Saturdays are for Owambe. You don't get 100K for account. You are talking Owambe. So from Saturday, at the very least, Saturdays is when you start planning for your next business week. Saturday is when you start planning for your incoming week. Know the important task of every day of the week in advance. Then I talk about suffocating distraction. Suffocate distraction. Social media is a major evil that you must tame. It's like a beast. You have to tame that beast. The beast of distraction. And then one important tool that you must acquaint yourself with is setting timers and alarm clocks. When you're just starting, I hardly do it anymore. Back in the day, I used to do it. When it comes to the goals for the day, right? What is your wake-up time, wake-up alarm? Is it 5 o'clock? Good. You need to set 1 hour alarm clocks, 1 hour timeline at intervals. An alarm must ring every 1 hour. Why? So that if that alarm rings, you can say, I never do what I say I won't do this time. Because you have been distracted by Mr. Macaroni. But the moment the alarm rings, yeah, so because see, you know the things that you are supposed to be doing. It's called the 1 hour timeline. The 1 hour timeline of productivity. Because you want to suffocate distraction. You want to suffocate unproductivity. So once you have this, the goal for the and when we talk about goals, you need to have what is called to-do list. You need to have what is called to-do archive. I'll show you. I have a to-do archive. I have many files for. See, the things I want to do for the next 50 years, I'm already planning for. So no distraction in my picture. I want to show you. So you can pass it around. You see the second file under one of my major files. You see to-do archive. Just pass it around. To-do archive. You can also press the to-do archive as well. Check and pass. So on the to-do archive, you open each file for each day. You open each file for each day on your phone. You open each file. Okay, what I'm going to do Today is what? 27th, right? Or 26th? 26th June. You plan that a night before. So you know the things you're going to do. So you have a to-do archive. So peradventure you didn't finish doing your to-do for today, you can carry over some of the things you didn't finish accomplishing today into tomorrow. Even as you have the specific things you're supposed to do tomorrow. So if you keep carrying over, you're just going to be creating commotion in your future. So you need to have a to-do archive. And every single day you have a to-do list for each day. Sometimes when I go through my to-do in the past 2 weeks, I'm just proud of myself of some things I've accomplished. And it even helps my consciousness, my productivity consciousness. It helps me to not give my attention to unproductivity ever again. Because I see the power of being proactive about coming up with to-do lists. How many more minutes do we have?
You have just 3 minutes.
I didn't start by 11 now. This is supposed to be a 2-hour class. This is what I said. I've been on 30 minutes.
Go down. That's true.
This 3 minutes for one. So we should finish by 1. I hope. Okay. I want us to finish with this slide. Okay, we should finish by 1:30, right? Does that 1:30 include question and answer? Yeah. It includes the question and answer, so we'll finish by 10 minutes past 1. So we have 30 more minutes. Let me go to the slide on my phone. So that alarm is very, very, very important. Don't joke with that alarm. And these are the tools you need. I just gave a list. I came up with a list of the tools you need as a salesperson. You are the number one tool. When we talk about you, we're talking about your hunger for mastery. We're talking about your commitment to continuous and never-ending improvement. We're talking about your commitment to product knowledge mastery. We're talking about your quest for market penetration. We're talking about your quest for visibility and domination in the marketplace. That's you. Number 2, the second important tool is your smartphone. The third important tool is contact list. There's something called contact evaluation. Okay, let me end. Okay, so contact list, your vision board, your schedule, your social media apps, instant messaging and emailing apps. You know the instant messaging apps, WhatsApp, Telegram, emailing apps, video conferencing apps. How many of us have ever had a meeting on Zoom with a prospect? Had a meeting on Zoom with a prospect. How many of us have had up to 10 meetings with prospects on Zoom? Okay, so video conferencing app, Zoom, very important. Google Meet, very important. Social economic networks, like joining a social economic club, like Eco Club, Rotary Club, Lions Club, Eco Club. That's a tool. and then mentorship and coaching. Now, let me just quickly talk about the contact list. If your list is one of the most powerful instruments as a salesperson, if you so every salesperson must do what is called contact evaluation. Contact evaluation. Assets. Prospects. Assets / clients. 3. Maybe. 4. Liabilities. If you have 700 phone numbers saved on your phone right now, you have to evaluate all of them. And you have to have 4 lists. Have 4 foolscap paper. Number 1, assets and clients. An asset is somebody that is on your list who is rich. A client is somebody that is on your list who is rich and have patronized you before. So you put them together. The second are prospects. Somebody who is rich but has never patronized you, but already knows what you do and is interested in patronizing you in the future. Maybe are people that you have saved on your phone, but somehow you don't know their economic stand. You can't tell whether they are rich or they are poor. Get them on that list. Liabilities, the urgent 2K again. So you need to evaluate your contact. Yes. We have like 8 more minutes. So you have to evaluate your contacts. Once you have asset and client list and prospect list, that is the list you begin to work with. You are going to call every one of them. Now, even the maybe list, you are going to call every one of them. Because you want to ascertain, somebody is on the maybe list because maybe the last time you got their phone contact was 7 years ago, and that 7 years ago they were poor. It's possible that they are rich now. So you are going to call everybody on maybe list to know where to place them. Whether you're going to place them on the asset list or they are still going to remain in the liability list. So you move them to liability list. If they are still unapologetically poor after 7 years. So the contact evaluation is very important. Once you have done it, even if your contact is 3,000, it does not matter. You have to do it from contact 1 to contact 3,000. Once you have completed it, and even if it's going to take you 3 months to do it, so be it. But as you are going from A, you are going from A contact, right? You are going to see that this person is on my contact. You can call the person right away. But you have to have this list. And once you have this list, you only have asset list and prospect list at the end of the day. So going forward, after you have completed your contact evaluation exercise, going forward, you are not now going to be putting liabilities on your contact again. You are going to be weighing the contact you put in. When I'm invited to come and speak in a free conference, I don't collect anybody's contacts. Because most people that go for free conference are struggling financially. That's why I said most. I hear you. I'm talking from experience. How many contacts you collected in a free conference that has resulted into a business deal? Oh yeah, start thinking. Start thinking. You collected in free conference. They say networking time, you are collecting contacts. You are collecting contacts on liabilities. If it is not at least 50,000 naira for the fee, I'm not going to collect the contact. At least, even if it's 5,000 naira, I'm still not going to collect your contact. 5,000 naira is nothing. 50K lists. For me to be in a room where people pay 50,000 naira to be in that room, collect your contact. Pay 50K. You pay 200K. You pay 500K. Networking time. Networking time. Yeah. They have something to offer. My brother, I will look well. Trust me. I'm a master psychologist. I will look well. Trust me. So, so these are your tools. You need all these tools. For you to become an A player of a salesperson, you need all these tools. They say, Jimmy Mason, then branding. Personal branding and corporate branding. Nobody's going to take your personal branding seriously if you don't have a backing of a corporate brand. AppView Limited is your corporate brand, but you are a personal brand. There has to be communication between your personal brand and corporate brand concurrently. People should be able to see you and be able to identify the corporate brand that you affiliate with. But you see, you have to be investing in your personal brand. Your personal brand is a front runner. Your personal brand is a front runner. There are things called the accessories of branding. I don't think I wrote it here. The accessories of branding. Maybe I can end with this, right? The accessories of branding. The proof that you are taking your branding seriously is that you are in possession of those accessories. How do you spell accessories again? Number one is your dress. Your dress sense. Like say, people should not judge me by people should not judge a book by its cover. Story. You're already late. They have judged you already. The first 2 seconds that you showed up, you have been judged, guaranteed. So if you like, show up looking unkept. No problem now. Come and sell. Come and sell. The dress sense includes your apparel, your shoe, your cologne, your wristwatch. The second important accessory is your smartphone in real estate. Don't delude yourself. Don't say it's luxury. They go look at. Them go look at. If you like, go with a phone that the screen is cracked. Come and sell. Number 3, the car. Really? Yep. Or you can start with Uber. You can talk to the Uber guy and say, I want to charter you for 1 day. You pay the guy 15K or 20K. Before the full price, I mean, there are times that I don't want to drive. I'll just call my Uber guy. Carry me everywhere today. And I pay him 20,000. If you have rapport with your Uber guy, you can still talk with them. What are you saying? I have like 4 Uber guys that have sent 200K to their accounts just to appreciate them. 150K, 100K. All they have done to me in the past, yeah. These accessories, go and print it and place it on your wall. The dress sense, a smartphone, and a car in real estate. So this is, I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you, and not to convince you, that it is pretty important that you pay attention to these things if you want to become a high-performing realtor. Question and answer. Go ahead. Go ahead. Imagine I stopped on the dot of 110.
I want to ask a question on 5 pillars of growth safety.
Go ahead, sir.
Now, for yearly expense,
Yeah.
then you have calculated everything you want to spend for the whole year. Now, somebody now comes with immediate needs. Now, what are you going to do?
Who is somebody, sir? Let me know.
Maybe like somebody that have maybe somebody is
Like your friend or
an
something.
accident.
Like your friend.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
What are you going to do? Are you going to
This is your birthday that they say. No, not that. But say your money comfortable and something like that. Exactly. For what you see, okay, so I hope you are Yoruba, sir. Do you understand that Yoruba? Okay. Okay, go ahead, sir. Let me just listen.
at that particular point,
Do you have the money? Oh, you have the money? No. Do you have the money? Why you don't have the money? You don't have the money now. So why are you asking the question?
I'm just saying.
Sir, you don't have the money. You have the I'm sorry. I'll see what I can do. I'll see some buttons I can push. But if I don't have the money, what can I do? Sir, see, the reason you need to be proactive about charity, that falls under charity. It falls under charity, but you see, if you are just starting your goals and you only have 50,000 in your account, you are just starting your goals. And you now, when you make money, no problem now. Charity, you do charity. I've seen broke asses put in their bio philanthropists. They don't have 20,000 in their account and they are philanthropists. Next question. How can I answer the question, sir? Go ahead.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Afternoon.
Okay, I just want to, first of all, tell you my take home for today, which basically is
Louder.
Okay,
He's a rich man.
louder.
Rich men don't do
Okay, I basically want to talk about my own
Takeaway.
takeaway from today, and one of which is scheduling, which I feel is very, very important. Scheduling is very key. And in scheduling, I just want to add this. You can actually use your phone as your schedule. For example, your calendar. Depends on the kind of calendar you're using. You can do a kind of breakdown of everything for the week. So once is the time, you just time it. Once it's time, it will pop up on your phone.
Sure.
It just come up with a notification. Just to make
They are even schedulers act.
yeah,
Anyway.
so just to make you consistently follow the plan that you have for the week. That's that on the side. Then I also want to say this in correlation to what you said on accessories for planning. I can tell you that something happened in 2013 when I joined this company. My first sale, I used the money to buy phone. And someone was like, I got a commission of 35,000. I bought a phone of 32,000. And someone was like, how would you use you that you have been looking for sale for almost 8 months? And you eventually got a sale and you use the money to buy a phone. And I look at the person and say, well, because you don't know the power of what I am holding. You know, phone will actually help you. So I said, okay, let me get a very good phone, which I did then. Actually, I bought a smartphone. So that's in acceptance with what you said there. Then on dress sense, I remember the first client I went to meet. Despite the fact that it was the CEO that directed me to meet the person, actually a consultant was in charge, but the consultant had left the company. So he said, okay, who is that person that is usually available, you know, more often in the office? So he called my number and said, do you have a subscription form? I said, yes. He said, go to Sunwo place. This is the phone number of the place. So I went to announce the person wants to announce that. So I don't just say, okay, since the CEO is sending me and the person is ready, let me just dress anyhow. I dressed to my, as in to the best taste.
To your capacity.
To my capacity at that time. And when I got there, the first thing, the woman, you said something that somebody, that they will look, that they look at all those things. The woman, while we were talking, the woman was busy assessing me. He was assessing
Because you
my
are a
shoe.
representative of the CEO.
Exactly. So he was assessing my shoe, assessing the shoe. And the next thing, she just wrote to check and go. So, and the third part of it, car. there are some areas that you can't just go to without having a very a clicker. Let me just sit down. Even if it will take you to borrow somebody's car to go to a place, just tell the person.
They are saying time. They are saying
Yeah,
to
go
be.
ahead. Just tell the person, please don't worry, I'll fuel your car. Can I use your car for this?
Exactly.
And I'm very sure
Exactly. Exactly.
You said something about what to do before we go to sleep. You said you only mentioned checking your calendar. You didn't mention the meeting.
Okay. The goals, the to do for the next day, and then your vision board. The vision board is the last thing, and then also some kind of visualization exercise. You want to prompt your subconscious mind. So you look at your account balance, you look at the goals that you have already designed for the next day, the to do for the next day, not goals, the to do for the next day, it's goals too, right? And then you look at your vision board. Once you are done looking at your vision board, do some visualization exercise. Envision yourself in that Lexus. Envision yourself driving that Lexus and go to bed that way. You are prompting your subconscious mind. Because see, the bottom line of all of this is so that you can have the strategy, the latest version of the strategy that will work for you. The subconscious mind has the capacity to make it happen. So it can wake you up by 3 a.m. Your subconscious mind can wake you up by 2 a.m. with a strategy. Quickly write it down before you forget it. And that strategy might work in the next 1 week. Any other questions? Go ahead. I'm talking about this breaking the yoke. Sometimes it doesn't break the yoke.
Try.
So you are the guardian. You are the guardian and captain of your life. When you do evaluation, relationship evaluation, it's asking how can we cut off some people who are energy vampires, liabilities in our lives. First of all, have you done that evaluation? Have you sat down? Relationship evaluation. Shegun Adegoruwa. Is he a liability or an asset in my life? His liability, put it in front of his name. Next person. Cynthia Ogechi. Is he a liability in my life or an asset? Liability. Sir, you do everything. Anybody, you are the average of the top 5 people you hang out with. And I talked about golden dozen last week. The top 12 people you need in your life for becoming anything you want to become in this life. The golden dozen, you need 4 people who are contributing into your personal life, 4 people who are contributing into your career path, 4 people who are contributing into your wealth building path. So, sir, you have to do it. It is called radical honesty. You have to do it. It doesn't matter who they are. Really family members. We live in an economic planet. If you're not holding yourself economically accountable, you go suffer around. Don't worry. Any other question? Right.
So I have this question now. When you talk about having timeline.
Yeah.
So is there a way you can, okay, let's say you have just like now that your sales goes. Is there a way you can break it down into
Yes, I talked about it. Yeah, weekly, that goal, just divide it by 52. There are 52 weeks in a year. So, daily divided by 365. Monthly divided by 12. That's how. Any other? Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So there's a video that I normally so I can do it.
Can you speak up so that people can
Can you
hear
guys hear me?
Can
Somebody stand up so that they can hear you.
They don't see me.
Yeah, so
They want to see.
as I was saying, like an anomaly where you can do many things, you have many
Like multi-potential.
potential actualize all around.
That's what they call it.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
So I'm saying like, so how do you achieve peak performance across board? But I understand that you don't do everything. You know, I learned when I was growing up, jack of all trades, master of none. But now it's like it's turned around.
Jack of
So
all
you
trades,
don't have to
mastering
master
many.
everything.
Jack of all trades, mastering many. See, as a real estate consultant, most especially if you're just a startup, you cannot just use only real estate. You have to have something else that is giving you some money. Otherwise, you're going to be frustrated in your life. So I totally agree. So go ahead. What's the
So
question?
like I'm imagining a scenario where I can take it from
Have more than 10 streams of income. Mr. President, I have to tell you.
so like how can you be a peak performer across board? Like I know you've been saying a lot.
First is master one thing first. If you have not mastered anything, you cannot master many things.
Okay, yeah, no. You see, the reason I ask is you've been saying a lot.
And it can take you, it might not take you more than 6 months to gain some mastery. Like I talked about the rule 100. If you dedicate just 1 hour to mastering something for the next 100 days. Yes. You know, you are going to become better than 96% of the people on the planet who are doing that in just 100 days. So you don't even need donkey years or donkey months for you to gain mastery over something. But you see, you need to gain mastery over one thing before you can gain the consciousness to be able to master more than one thing simultaneously.
Yeah, well, that's like what I was thinking. So, but you've been saying a lot of things which actually resonate with me and all of that stuff. I just wanted that like a simplified direction. This is a big session. I just want like hit the hammer on the head kind of thing. And I think you kind of put that.
Okay, so what are the top 3 things you are most passionate about? Top 3.
Making money.
No. That's not a passion. Making money is not a passion.
It's a passion for me.
No, it's not a passion. If you make money making your passion, I can guarantee that you're going to end up in depression. You are going to end up in depression. Yes. If you make money your passion, you're going to end up in depression. I guarantee it. As in, I'm talking about your top 3 crowds, the top 3 application of that. And you know, when you're talking about potential, like, so what are those 3 things? Top 3 things. Number 1.
Number one, I'm a good salesperson. I know that. I'm very good at selling and marketing. And then that translates into some other things I do because I do photography and design.
Okay, photography
And
and design. Good.
And, oh, that's 2. One
Photography
more.
and design, okay.
Yes.
3.
I also work with.
But you know that as a photographer, you're still a salesperson.
Yes, I know.
As a musician, you also need to learn the business of music.
I don't sing though.
Which, yeah, I know. Which includes sales as well, right? So, top of the board, the best skill or profession in the world is sales. Any other question? Go ahead.
Thank you. When you talk about goal setting, so if I sit down and set my goals, plan my vision board, action board, I do everything. And I'm being careful to know that my capacity, what can I achieve in the week, the month, the year. So by the time by the time I do everything, and I'm trying to, put in actionable, plans to it. I discovered that I'm having a lot of carryover. Like you said, in your to-do list, you can carry one or two next time. Next day. At the end of the month, maybe I had a lot of carryover. Is it wise for me to share to my or not?
What you need to do is increase your work ethic. Take more massive actions. When you meet multi-millionaires or billionaires, one of their biggest regrets is that they never took massive actions early enough. What you need to do is increase your action taking. Increase your work ethic. That's it. Don't try to see if that goal has been accomplished by any human being before. you can accomplish it. You've broken it down to daily accomplishable goals. Your job is to figure out what is the work ethic. It's not like I tell people anybody can dream. But you see, there is a commensurate work ethic that matches up with that dream. If you are not matching up that dream or that vision with the commensurate work ethic, you are not going to accomplish that dream or that vision. So once you know what you want to do, then the next thing you're asking yourself is, okay, what level of work ethic do I need to marshal this vision into manifestation? I hope that makes sense. So you have to, and then you have to hang out with people who are taking massive actions. That's one thing, when you're working solo. Sales is a group sport. If you're working solo, you're cheating yourself. Any other question? Any other question? Madam, you wanted to ask your question. Have you asked it? I answered, right? Any other question? Okay, thank you everybody for listening.